Alright, welcome back to another Embrace Destiny video, everyone. It is the end of March, and things are really exciting in Destiny. If you have not been near a computer lately, or have not heard the news, Destiny 2 has finally been revealed, and it has been quite an exciting day yesterday. I actually waited to make this video until emotions had calmed down, we had learned a little bit more, and yeah. So, what happened? Well, as anticipated, yesterday, Bungie released their Destiny 2 trailer. It is, well, it's pretty much everything I expected, but pretty much everything we had hoped it would be. It was hilarious, it was inspirational, it was promising. So I highly advise you go check that out. It's currently on DestinyTheGame.com and Bungie's website. I'll probably drop some links down below. But lots of promising details that I'm not really going to get into analyzing here, but they seem to be concentrating a little bit more on the story. They discuss some of the things we already kind of knew were coming, or at least suspected. Destiny 2 will allow you to carry a character over from Destiny 1, so you might see this Titan in that game in the future. But other than cosmetics, nothing will carry over, and they actually show in the trailer and make mention of all of your gear, all of your weapons, and your armor destroyed. Now, this is, of course, has caused a little bit of controversy in the community because while Destiny promised to be, while Destiny promised to be this universe full of stories and great, epic lore, a lot of the game failed to live up to that potential, and a lot of the story of Destiny is kind of obscured, hidden, mismatched, and not really well delivered until the third expansion of the game. So for the rest of the time, the interest in Destiny has revolved around loot, around gear, equipment, finding the next perfect piece of armor, collecting that rare exotic weapon. So for it to not then show up in the next iteration of the game is a little bit disappointing for some, and I completely understand that. But I'm quite looking forward to it. I think that having kind of a reset in a sequel is a good way to go. I played a couple of games now where they've done this, where they've kind of reset a character. If you've played the Mass Effect series, you know what I'm talking about. And I think it's a great way of presenting new things, new mechanics, a new game to players, while explaining away the idea of, well, if I did that whole game, why am I starting over from scratch? So, as not sure if I actually said it here in the past, but one thing I was kind of hoping for in Destiny 2, as sadistic as it sounds, I was actually hoping for the fall of the city, for the destruction of the tower. And the reason was because I felt that Destiny and Guardians in general were a little bit too accustomed to always returning to the safe haven of the tower, and there wasn't as much of a threat involved with all the threats so far in Destiny have taken place out there, out on the moon, out around orbiting the rings of Saturn, and it's been a great story, but I haven't felt that the city, that humanity itself, has actually felt threatened. Everybody's protected in the last city, and I have not interacted with them at all. So the fact that the trailer, spoiler alert, the trailer shows the fight coming to the last city, and it shows us getting pushed back and having to retreat, and that draws me in. That gives me a reason to fight, not just to collect all the best gear, but to actually, save humanity. There's more to the story of Destiny than simply collecting objects with nice vistas that are meaningless. So anyway, yeah, lots of information revealed yesterday. We've got, this whole Cosmodrome place is pretty empty. I'm back to where it all began, and nobody else is around. There we go. Oh, an event is about to start. Good. So, let me think. Yes, lots of details revealed. As I said, the trailer is up online. You can pre-order Destiny 2. It's coming out September 8th. It's available for Xbox and PlayStation as promised, but also for the computer, for PC. So that's pretty exciting. A lot of people have been wondering about that and hoping for that in the next installment. No word on any cross-platform capability. I kind of doubt that it will. I've heard some discussion of PlayStation players getting exclusive content. So once again, there will be a bit of console war. If you're on one, you can't play on the other, and vice versa. I was kind of hoping for a bit of a change, but it is what it is. Lots of different editions already in place for the game. You've got Collector's Edition, which comes with the game, 2 promised expansions, a book about the Cabal, a couple of books and things about Destiny itself, and some cool physical things like an actual Frontier bag, which I think is a great idea. They're basically literally selling the idea that humanity is being pushed away from the tower onto the Frontier, so that's quite exciting and interesting. And then everything down from that is just removing one item. So the limited edition comes with everything but the Frontier bag, and the deluxe edition is everything but the physical stuff, and so on. So I'm looking forward to pre-ordering that. The beta comes out in the summer, so yeah, you'll probably see some videos here talking about some of the new things. And it's important to point out a couple of things here. I'm very excited for Destiny 2. It's all I've been thinking about for the last day and a half, and I'm dead at the game. But Destiny, the first game, promised a lot of things that they have not entirely delivered on. And it's important to remember that. It's also important, though, to give them the benefit of the doubt. This was their first foray into this kind of game. Sure, the mechanics were already established with the Halo series, for example. But into the kind of massive role-playing game, yeah, this is still new territory for them. And while their first few expansions, there were problems with them, they've worked over the last few years to improve them. So it's not going to matter. No one, I can give all the advice I want, and people can do whatever they want with it. But the short story is, give them a break, embrace the new game, and hopefully Bungie will remain the responsive community that they have been, and they will improve upon their system. So that's the first half of the video in Destiny. I'm just continuing some missions here for my Age of Triumph book. Very excited about that. What is new in space is the other half. So first thing I'd like to say is probably the most exciting news is, well, let's start with the less exciting and work our way up. Recently, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter completed its 50,000th orbit around the Red Planet. As of now, it has imaged... Whoop, dropped my bubble. I'm about to die. Okay. As of right now, it has viewed the planet of Mars. 99% of the planet has been viewed once by this orbiter, and over 60% of it has been viewed multiple times. So this is quite an amazing achievement. It's been there in orbit since 2006, so it gives you a bit of an idea of how long just that one orbiter has been studying the Red Planet. Moving on to the most exciting news, SpaceX, if you hadn't heard, they relaunched a rocket that they had previously landed. They successfully delivered a telecommunications satellite to geostationary orbit yesterday, and then they re-landed the first stage of that rocket. So why is this a big deal? You've probably heard about SpaceX quite a lot recently, and maybe it's all fading into obscurity. So why is it interesting? Well, it's interesting because, first of all, they landed their rocket again, and that's, no matter how commonplace it will get, that is still an achievement. It wasn't that long ago when doing that was literally impossible. The next reason that it's important is because oh, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this. This thing is hard. The next reason that that's important is because this is the first time that anyone has ever relaunched a first stage of a rocket that they have previously landed. I mean, when you watch science fiction and things like this, you may take for granted ships. Ships taking off and landing on planets and things like this, shuttlecraft from Star Trek doing so all the time, but it's actually a very difficult thing to do, and SpaceX has finally managed to do it. They're pushing this and proposing to do it because I may have to abandon this objective, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to do it, but it's too it's been proving too difficult for me to do it and talk to you. There we go. So this is a monumental achievement. It's the first time that this has happened. If you recall, the NASA space shuttle and the Russian Buran, which never actually flew, the space shuttle was designed for this reusability, but unfortunately, the program got scrapped because while it was thought that there would be massive cost savings for launching and relaunching this shuttle, it actually ended up spending most of its time and money of the project on the ground in maintenance, preparing it for the next launch. So why is SpaceX pursuing it? Well, their motivations are clear. They want to speed up how often they launch things, and they want to drop the if they can get more launch customers. It's still the debate is still open as to whether or not having relaunching a rocket will actually bring in cost savings. I mean, the first thought is that it would, because you're not having to invest in making an entirely new first stage of your rocket again. However, think of it this way: there's a lot of maintenance and things that have to be done on the ground to get that rocket back to where it needs to go and to get it ready for the next launch, refueled, etc. On top of that, in terms of lowering their prices, SpaceX has a lot of customers lined up. So many, in fact, that they're actually running behind schedule. So it doesn't exactly behoove them to drop their own prices on launches that they're going to have basically guaranteed. Will this make launches happen more quickly? Again, up for debate. Now, I'm not negative here. I'm very happy about it, and I'm very excited that technology and business are being pushed forward. But it's important to always have a critical eye and analyze this and not give in entirely to the hype. However, if SpaceX continues to push this, other companies will have to respond, and that will cause some changes in the market that I think will be actually quite favorable in the future. Anyway, this video is running a little bit long, so let's wrap it up here. As I said, Destiny 2 coming in the fall of 2017. Very excited about that. We've got orbiters going around Mars constantly, surveilling the red planet, looking for signs of life, and aiding in the next generation of rovers and landers that happen to go there. And yeah, SpaceX is fulfilling their promise of launching and relaunching and landing their first stage of their rocket, which can only push the technology and the business forward. So exciting times. And I really look forward to monitoring that and reporting it all back to you here as soon as I can. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like or give me some comments below as to what I should talk about. I'll try to leave some comments and some things in the description for you to do some more research if you're interested. And yeah, just to remind you, as I've been reminding you in every video, next Saturday, April 8th at noon Eastern, I believe, my clan and I are going to try and do the King's Fall raid for the second time, but try to complete it for the first time. So that'll be hosted on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kaz_PhD. And yeah, definitely come by. I'll say hi to you, and I look forward to pushing back the darkness with you. So until then, have a great one. Bye now.